In this video, I'll give you the players with weak winning upside potential in 2024 fantasy redraft leagues. I'm Jim Coventry of Rotowire. Look, these players have good floors, but if you're really swinging for the fence, these are a few guys you might want to look at in your drafts. Of course, we start out with Anthony Richardson of the Indianapolis Colts at quarterback. Now, of course, the knock, Anthony Richardson had 4 games as a rookie. He didn't finish 3 of them. Could be a bit of a problem. Maybe it was just accidental, maybe it was just coincidence. Whatever it was, that was an issue. He's knocked out there 17 snaps in one game, 21 snaps in another, and then in the last drive he was injured the third game. We don't know if he could have come back, but obviously didn't because the clock ran out. But in the 2 full games Richardson played, 25.2, 29.6 points, and he was a raw rookie. Even in the game he had 17 snaps, he had 18 fantasy points. So we saw it. This man is incredible. He can run. He has the ability to get the ball to his receivers. The injuries are a problem. All that said, Jonathan Taylor's in the offense. It's going to cause the defense to be worried about a little bit more. Richardson in the RPO game, especially when the defense is worried about Taylor and the receivers and a good offensive line, Richardson could be a complete league winner. But I tell you this, if you draft Richardson because of the injuries last year, you usually don't like to get a second quarterback in a league where you spend a high draft pick. I think in Richardson's case, you might want to consider getting a Kirk Cousins or somebody in the second tier of quarterbacks so that in case an injury hits, you're not left with bottom of the barrel help. At running back, Achane of the Miami Dolphins. Look, upside, that's his name. In weeks 2 through 4 last year, PPR points, 51. 27 and 23. How many running backs can get you that? And in those 3 games, Achane rushes for 455 yards and 5 touchdowns, 12.6 yards per carry. That's not all. A receiver. In those 3 games, 8 catches, 63 yards, and 2 more touchdowns. Now, the rest of the season wasn't quite the same. He was injured, missed time from week 6 to 12. He's at 5'9", 188. Probably going to be platooned out quite a bit. But that said, we saw last year, can't unsee that. Achane is incredible and can produce some insane fantasy numbers. So depending how it shakes out, we don't know what the workload's going to be, but we know the big plays ability there, and he's already shown week winning potential. If you enjoy videos like this, please consider hitting the like button and subscribe to the Rotowire Fantasy Football channel on YouTube. Also, you can check out all of our fantasy football content and rankings by getting a free 2-day trial. You don't need a credit card. Just go to rotowire.com/Jim and you can check out all of our content. At receiver, does it get any better for big play potential than Tyreek Hill? Oh, he was banged up in the latter part of last season. He was going to go for probably 2,100 yards. Insane. We know how easily Tyreek Hill can break fantasy football. He can catch an underthrown pass by Tua Tagovailoa, jump over 2 defenders, grab the ball, turn around, outrun him to the end zone. He could take a slant, go all the way. They used him on half-field motions last year. The league caught up on that a little bit, but there are so many ways that Tyreek Hill can be used. He's going to be 30 this year, but I've seen no signs of slowing down. And even if he loses a little bit, so fast, so explosive, so elusive, and ultimate weapon. And Mike McDaniel, the coach, has gotten him 170 and 171 targets in the last 2 seasons, 2 1,700-yard seasons. You don't see that. You do not see that. So Tyreek Hill, of course, if you want the big play master, Tyreek Hill is where you got to look. Tight end. Hard to find one here. I thought about Kyle Pitts. We haven't seen it, and that's why I left him off. But I go to Travis Kelce. And I know last year, he didn't hit 1,000 yards for the first time in a long time. Well, I'll say this about Kelce. In the NFL playoffs, 4 games, Kelce averages 21.5 PPR points. And I know it's silly to extrapolate a 4-game sample to a 17-game schedule. It's not realistic, but let's have fun. And if you extrapolate that out, 136 catches, 1,513 yards, and 13 touchdowns. I get it. He's not doing that. Understood. All right. But the point is this. Travis Kelce was being ganged up by every defense he faced. Rashee Rice emerged into a very good player, but he wasn't a downfield threat. No team worried about Marquez Valdes-Scantling and Justin Watson going deep. Go ahead, take your chances. 30-70 chance of completing it. Defenses were stopping Kelce, and yet Kelce proved in the playoffs at age 33. He'll be 34 this year. Good luck. Now, Kelce started the year out injured. Missed the first game. Looked like he was slowed for a while. That happens. Age and injury recovery. He could get hurt again, and that's a problem. But in terms of upside, here's what I say. I know Marquise Brown probably missed the start of the season. That's fine. He'll be back soon enough. Xavier Worthy, legendary speed in the combine, right? And when Brown's back, amazing speed. Well, that speed is important because the reason defenses were able to clamp down the middle of the field on the Chiefs the last couple of years is because there was no fear from the receivers since Tyreek Hill left. Well, Worthy speed alone is going to cause defenses to have to occupy a safety. Marquise Brown is a game breaker when he's on the field. Defenses have to fear speed. And remember, the reason the league went to a lot of these too high shells is you want to limit those explosive plays. And you want a team to run 15-play drives, maybe they get a holding call. Well, what happens when you go too high shell and the speed makes you stay there? Like last year, they were spinning the safety down. Deal with Kelce. Well, now they can't do that. So what does that mean? More room for Travis Kelce. And there are a lot of people who are saying, oh, come on, Kelce, they're going to spot him this year. They're going to keep him fresh for the playoffs. Do you really think Travis Kelce is going to sit back and say, you know what, coach, leave me out for 30 plays? Mahomes, don't throw me the ball. Throw it to somebody. Do you really think that's even in the equation? Kelce's one of the great competitors in our game. Mahomes is a great competitor. And if the advantage is throwing the ball to Travis Kelce, they're not going to say, you know what, we're preserving you for the playoffs. It could happen. I would be stunned if that happened. So Travis Kelce going as the tight end 2 in many drafts. Some of he's a tight end 1. You're getting him in the 3rd round because he no longer has that like 90-point edge on PPR points. It'll be a little less than that, but you get my point. But Travis Kelce still has that week winning upside week to week because, again, he's got Patrick Mahomes and he's going to see a lot less attention.